Hey, listen. We can be looking at the same thing, but we see it differently. The shit that's right for you may not be shit that's right for me. We got difference of opinion. I don't mean we got a beef. We can be men, shake hands, and agree to disagree. We see the same thing, but we see it differently. The shit that's right for you may not be shit that's right for me. We got difference of opinion. I don't mean we got...
What up? I'm your host, T. Mitch. Got my bang man right here.
Brother Ray, checking in.
All right, so look, earlier, when we started, Ray and myself had a conversation, and we were just talking about the whole dynamics of dating. And Ray said something that was very interesting. And he might text me after this. Junior, I used to say some shit that may be off the chain. But he was saying that, basically women didn't know their worth. And it's up to us as men to basically install that in them, their value and their worth. I'm going to tell y'all my thoughts on that. And Ray, would you care to elaborate on that?
Yes, because he's actually saying it the wrong way. I didn't say that men are validating them. It's pretty much how we label them on the market. On the market, it depends on how that person is attracted to the other person, the opposite sex. And the man is actually the one who approached the women, who actually shows them the validation. The Bible clearly talked about how you bestow more honor upon the lesser vessel, which means the weaker vessel. In other words, there are some things that a woman can't do that a man can do. So that's the reason why we step in, we take our coat off, put it upon them. We open up the doors because it's a possibility it might be bacteria on the doors. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of different factors when you come into play when you start thinking about it. But the overall statement is the fact that we're the ones who's pretty much giving them their accreditation, showing them where they at with us personally. Because some women think that they're attractive, think that all that, feel like a guy need to cater to them because of how they look. And just the fact because you look good don't mean I'm going to cater to you. Okay? So that's pretty much where the whole argument kind of came about. And what I would like to draw a clear line on is chemistry. Because chemistry plays a huge role, you know what I'm saying? Because after we get together, we have sex, what's next? Can I talk to you? Can we talk intimately? Can we talk therapeutically? You know what I'm saying? Can I come home from a hard days of work and find comfort? Or do I find a fight? Because you can go to any bar, a storefront bar right now after 5 o'clock, and guess what? You see a bunch of guys there drinking on what they call it, happy hour. Why are they there at happy hour? Because they don't want to go home. Think about it. They don't want to go home because they know when they get home.
I think you said this shit before.
Somebody's going to be barking at them, and next you know they're going to be a little agitated. So they rather take something, their little medicine, if you will, before they get back home because they know what they're going to have to endure. So, my statement is still valid. What I'm saying to T right now today is the fact that where that woman's at, we pretty much put the stamp on them to say, okay, this is where you at with me personally. Not to say that that's the whole gamut of everybody that looks at you that way, because if a guy say, hey, you ugly, when you know you're not ugly, that don't mean you ugly. Okay? You might just be ugly to that guy. Okay? So that's pretty much what the whole point I was kind of making it to you. So go ahead and elaborate.
This is what I've said. For as long as we done did these episodes and whatnot, I've always said I don't like being put in a box. I don't put people in a box. Some women, they need that shit. But same token, some, women, men may need that shit. It all depends. I say, like, if you're cocky or you're arrogant, in many cases, it doesn't matter what a motherfucker opinion think of you. It's all about what you think of yourself. And some of them don't give a damn what a man think when it comes out of their looks or whatever. They're going to do them. That's just the nature of the beast. I told Ray, I was like, shit, my number one critic and number one cheerleader is always going to be myself. I care less what another motherfucker think about. Making up to me, you ain't paying my bills or anything. It's entertainment. You know what I'm saying? But Ray said something earlier, and he was saying that, when I'm trying to paraphrase it, he was saying something about how, a man can say this, that, and the other to a woman to make her feel, like she's up here and whatnot. And I said, which the same thing could be said about a man, word affirmation. A woman could say, babe, you the man, you did this, you did shit. Had this whole man thinking he could take on the whole fucking army and shit. Or die trying just to protect her and what's his. Mm-hmm. And, in a relationship, the black relationship, and dealing with black couples, it's always like we're trying to say, and I'm not one of these cake ass, Steve Harvey motherfuckers or Derrick Jackson's trying to pander to women. I don't pander to nobody. But, oh my God, she's the creator of life, and she's this, and she's that, and da-da-da-da. And it's like essentially you were putting them way up here, and then the man is here. Steve Harvey will say, well, she can create another you. But guess what? At the end of the day, I always tell something. Before you have that baby, he or she is coming from a man. It's coming from our nutsack. I'm never going to put the value of a woman way up here and then devalorize myself as a man. Now, we could be right here, or when it comes to certain things, I may be here and you may be here, or vice versa. That's life. All too often, we as men and women, whether it be who suffered the most trauma? Oh no, you will see, I did this. And it's like you trying to trump each other over trauma and shit. And say your shit was worse than their shit. Or when it comes down to certain shit versus who can do what better. A woman can do this, a woman can do that. And it's like, it's always this narrative, you be a rich motherfucker by pandering to women and shitting on a black man. You'll be a millionaire. Yeah, Steve Harvey.
And so we go back to your statement that everybody's equal. Men are equal to women. And so I don't feel like men, when it comes to our duties, regardless of taking out trash, yard work, fixing stuff, it can pretty much kind of don't equate because there was up and down issues. The door broke. You got to fix it. Take you, 10, 15 minutes. Unless you got to go to the store and get you a knob or whatever case may be, and then put it on there. Well, the job takes about 15 minutes. Now, the women's, on the other hand, where they're taking care of the kids, taking care of the household, cleaning, things of that nature, majority of times it's an all-day event. So to try to equate that workload, sometimes it kind of spread out uneven. So sometimes women feel like they're not getting their validation.
Well, let's get this straight. As far as respect and whatnot and value, I'm going to say this. Now, as far as what I can do or what I bring, that depends on the individual. It could go either way. I know what I could bring to a relationship as far as a man and whatnot. Stability. You know what I'm saying? Protection. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather pay these damn bills and have that refrigerator full of food and go out and have fun. Fortunately for me, I'm blessed enough where I can make sure of that and still go out and have fun. I've been blessed. You know what I'm saying? But once again, I'm never going to devalue what a man do or what he brings to the table. At the same token, I come from a single black woman. So I'm never going to devalue that. All too many times, both men and women play that shit. And I'm sick of it. We as blacks do that shit the most. Oh no, man, I had this childhood trauma. Oh, well, your mama didn't do this, but your mama didn't do this. It's like, damn, okay, let's agree that we both had some fucked up childhood due to maybe our mom or grandmama or whoever the fuck looked after us. But let's also agree that we may have persevered and we rose to the occasion and became successful black adult men and women. Instead of, nah, you ain't do this, you ain't do this. I'm there. I'm here. You're there. You're there. We do that the most as blacks. It's like in a relationship, we as black men and women compete. We compete. Now, I can't speak on other nationalities because I don't see it in public. But we do that shit in public,
So
in real time.
Why do you think that we compete?
I think it's just been how society has always pitted black men and women together against each other. It's kind of like when you were little, back in the day, and the government gave this woman a house. So you can have this house as long as that motherfucker ain't in here.
Okay.
And what did most black mamas say? You don't tell them that he be here. You better not say that.
Right.
It's like the government gave you more money and gave you all these benefits. We're going to take care of you. We don't need that black man.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have a woman do this. I'm independent. I'm this. Don't get me wrong. I'm all for black women being independent. Once again, I come from a single black mother. But I'm a black man. Something that black women should learn. They'll say all this black independent woman shit and this, that, and the other and what not. And shit talk on a man. But the whole time have a son. So, essentially, you're talking about your son in the future. Because he's going to be that man, more than likely, that you talk about. All too often, they say their son are the exception to the rules. And he ain't. You treat your son sometimes like he's your boyfriend when he's your son. And that's right there. It's fucked up right there. You get an Oedipus complex.
Well, how about the other dynamics? Where the woman has kids and they're taking care of the kids by themselves, and now a man comes in and say, hey, you no longer have to do those roles anymore because now the man is here. But the woman still want to play that role. Hey, I'm still daddy because your real father is not here, but this other guy's stepping in. I don't know if he's able to fulfill that role. So what she does is step into his field where he's unable to find his place in that household. And so that's another fight dynamics that can happen just because that woman, like, hey, you know, I've been doing this before you got here. I can't move back.
I look at it like a country, a sovereign country. It's independent and all this shit. And all of a sudden, in order to get assistance, they got to give up some of that sovereignty. All too often, you got black women that done did shit by themselves. That's trauma in itself. So when they get a good man and a decent man to come about and create change, and it may be for positive. We don't say negative, just say positive. They may be like, oh, this is my kid or kids. You know, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. They don't give up their freedom. If they want that shit, they'll say, I want a man to come in here, take charge, lead. And then when they get that, they'll be like, because that man going to want one, he's going to want to be the head. He's going to be the lead. He's going to, as you women would say, he's been toxic masculinity. Yo. He's controlling. That's part of being a man. Take charge. Take control. I'm the head. I may be the head, but I need you to be the heart.
And so
because where I may be emotional and all that, because I'm the man and all that, you're going to be that emotional balance to balance me the fuck out.
So how can you convey that information to the woman so she can understand how to play her role?
That right there is the trick right there.
Because she haven't been taught.
And you know, a lot of times, the shit that we are taught is by whoever raised us. And unfortunately for us in the black community, it's generally our moms. Most people probably have never seen their mom be, or okay, let's say if you got your mom and dad in the household, how many of y'all could actually say you've seen your mom be affectionate, your parents be affectionate, kiss in front of you, slap your mom a friendly tap in the ass, Hey, that's my mama. Boy, shut up. This mama wasn't right. This mine. This mine right here. We ain't never seen that shit. We may see arguing and fighting and bickering. The examples that most of us got is the Cosby Show or Good Times. That's TV. So, being a Generation X guy, you know what I'm saying? You tend to try to break them chains. You talk to most of them, the women that probably just in their 60s and 70s. One of the things they'll say is, they probably ain't gonna give up their heart to a guy. I believe in God. I believe in Jesus. You be like, okay, what about, the man doesn't have to have these kids? Nah. So they're not gonna put their all into that man. Why be together then? Really? Why? You know what I'm saying? All too many times, that shit happens. You know what I'm saying? Where the sins of our mothers is passed down. It's like saying generation curse. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. A generation curse. Mothers pass that shit down today. It's kind of like if you're sitting up there and you're talking to your sons and daughters. You're going to tell your son, teach your son how to cook. Oh, fuck that bitch, that bitch, and don't be doing this, and this, that, and the other. You're going to give your son this jewels, kind of like taking a shot at a woman. But then when you get your daughter, you're going to teach her something where she's kind of sort of taking a shot at a man. Maybe go ahead, you get your money, put your money in the cookie jar, fuck that dude. You know what I'm saying? Don't do this, don't do that, don't do this, don't do that. Or try to give you some type of advice, and it's like, you're not really taking your own advice, Mom. And the crazy thing about it is that lesson is just trickle down. Now the son is learning some shit. He's taking it with it. The crazy thing about it is the shit that she done told her son. Fast forward, when he's an adult, he's gonna be the dude that she be ultimately talking about. It's kind of like you grooming your kids to be, I don't know, like a better word, fucked up. And we definitely got to break that chain as black folks. We definitely have to break that chain. I see now when women have kids, they're on this, I want my kids to be my friends, tip. And my stances on that is, you don't do that. You don't do this justice, because at the end of the day, they're your kids, not your friends and whatnot. And the lack of discipline and whatnot. We definitely got to do better, both black men and women. Between the whole, I'm better because I'm a man, or I'm better because I'm a woman. It's just too much competition, too much ego, too much pride. Definitely have to let that go. And I don't think that we as black men or women can do that. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, hurt people hurt people. Some of the jewels and gems that our parents may have gave us for survival mode, and I get that. But at a certain point, you have to break those chains and roll to the beat of your own tune. Both men and women.
And so I'd like to say my little side behind that. Of course, sorry for stepping away for a minute. Had a little emergency. When it comes down to, I guess, the women not knowing their role, is because sometimes it be an unstable household they was brought up in, so they haven't found their place on how the woman is supposed to be, because they see the single parent doing both jobs, doing both roles, and so they grew up feeling like I need to do it all, and so now we're missing the element of how can we adjust ourselves, because now somebody else comes into play. You know what I'm saying? There was a time where Jordan felt like, hey, I need just give me the ball, I'm gonna score, we're gonna win. But he can never beat the Pistons by doing that. He can never get a championship ring by doing that. He had to learn how to say, hey, we all gotta be a team here. I don't care if you can shoot like Bill Cartwright, you know what I'm saying, but you got to you're on the team, so you gotta play your role, play your position, because you play your position, the whole team wins. Right? But see, the part I feel like some, and I don't want to label all, I would like to say some black women in general haven't been taught on how their role is supposed to be portrayed. So when you are the single parent mothers holding up both roles, and now somebody else step in, you got to say to him, hey, what I normally do is this when this happens. What normally happens, I take care of this. And then that man will step in and say, hey, you know what? I appreciate you doing all that. From right now, don't even worry about it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to tell you what I'm going to do, but I'm going to tell you not to even worry. But don't even put that on your plate no more, because I'm going to take care of it. And now you at relief now, because now more stuff is coming off your plate. Now you being freed up. You know, and sometimes some women feel like their jobs are being taken away from them, their dignity, their pride, their ego is being taken away from them, because now a man stepped in, and so now it's friction. Now you come in with this toxic energy, because now you can't make that adjustment, because it's an easy adjustment, because it's not like somebody came to your job and you training them on how to do your job. That's not the case. You train them on a position because the whole company needs to flourish. But if you're doing everything is limited to you. You're a bottleneck. You're stopping the flow, because everything can't be done through you. Allow that man to be the man. Because if you let him be the man, he will step up. He will shine. That's if he's a real man. Now, if he's a boy and you got to train him on what to do, then that's something different. Now, give or take, there's some guys don't know a role of how to be a man, because they've been cradled all their life. You know what I'm saying? Somebody been like doing all the stuff for them. They feel like, hey, if I sit there long enough, somebody gonna do it for me. So now you need to agitate him and say, hey, boy, you need to get off the couch. You need to do something with your life, because this yard looking like a mess, right? The TV ain't working, whatever else the laundry list that you have for him. But don't expect, you know what I'm saying, like the expectations of a woman when it comes to a man, sometimes the lines is real blurred, because the man expect the woman to do this and the woman expect the man to do this. Now, the narrative's been playing out forever, for centuries, right? Women started going to the workforce, after World War II?
During World War II, actually, because all the men was at war.
Yeah, so y'all had to work. But before then, get this, before then, y'all wasn't working. Y'all was at home, right? So now we're learning how to adjust and be able to coexist with each other, because now you make as much money as I'm making, right? And for some households, the woman is making more. What do you do with that dynamics? Does the woman take the role of the man now because she's making more? No. Don't get the order twisted up, because financial income is not going to determine who's going to be the head of the household.
You know, as I was saying, they say it pays the cause to be the boss.
Yes, it do. It pays the cost to be the boss, but it pays, like, when it comes to direction. You know what I'm saying? Because if he's a man, he's a true leader. He knows exactly what you want, and he knows what he wants, and he's trying to make this picture real pretty. Okay? And he might not have the best brush strokes. He might have the same ambition that you might have because, you know what I'm saying, y'all women, I want it now. Hey, I said I want it now, I want it now, I want it now. But guys, we don't move like that. We don't move because you say jump. Not a real guy. Now, you might get some simps out there that may, oh, what you want, dear? And they'll jump to your beck and aid. And of course, them is not the men you'll want. I feel like it, but some women want them type of guys that they can tell what to do.
I remember Monique said this. She was on Steve Harvey show. It was her and Shirley. Shirley started with Strawberry. And Shirley with Strawberry was giving the strawberry letters.
Okay, yeah.
I guess the lady was saying that the mama was in their business and hugs didn't feel comfortable and this, that, and Shirley kind of like said it was like, well, you know, if your mama said this, you side with your mama, blah, 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 this, that, and the other. And I think the guy didn't have a job and all that, but she was working, the guy didn't have a job, but he was maintaining everything.
Okay.
So Monique was like, no, Shirley, you wrong. She was like, what if he can't find a job? But you come home, the house clean, the kids good, you got dinner. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you may be a boss at home, but turn that shit off. You may be a boss at work, but turn that shit off when you get at home. Mm-hmm. Don't demoralize that man and whatnot, because at the end of the day, he's still a man. And if you don't make him feel as such, trust me, somebody else will. And the first thing you'll be saying, wow, I did this, but that still, you didn't make him feel like a man. Mm. And once again, on the flip side of that, if a man don't make a woman feel like a woman, trust and believe, somebody else gonna just say, that dude that may be whispering in her ear every day saying, you're beautiful, you're beautiful, beautiful, you're beautiful. Maybe that 101 time he said she's beautiful, she gonna fall asleep with him. It happens all the time. Word affirmation. You can build a motherfucker up with words. It's kind of like you got this bad chick that's in the club, and all the dudes falling for her. And this one dude come up in that motherfucker, he walk right past her, go straight to the bar. Mm-hmm. His boys might be like, hey man, damn, dog, you see old girl, man, she bad. And he be like, she all right, you know what I'm saying? She all right. She see that shit like, the fuck? It's a blemish in her record, like, I'm a bad bitch. I'm that bitch, as y'all females would say. I dare him walk up in this motherfucker and not acknowledge me. And she goes over there, mows her ass and over there. Hey, you ain't see me over there, y'all. I saw you, but, you know, hey, I ain't come here for all that shit. I come here for a drink. You know what I'm saying? This, that, the other, blah, 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 blah. He ain't really paying her no mind here. They have a, just, he'll be letting off some steam. He ain't trying to hear all that. But she'll fuck around and fuck that dude. Why? Because it's a challenge. And I get it. Just like how they always say about us men, we always on the hunt for pursuit and whatnot, and jumping for women and women is just in our nature. Remember, in the jungle, the lioness is the one that hunt. She brings the food to the man. So a woman is just is a predator too. It's just she attacks on a different level. So a woman wants somebody that's going to be for stability, financial, or dude that got power and respect. Women fall in love for that shit. So they'll sleep for money and power and get a baby and be set for life. A dude to hunt for the finest piece of ass is to say, yeah, I hit that. I got that. I still got it. She in love with me. She might be in love with your money and what you can do for her. But at the end of the day, yeah, you got it. Mission accomplished. When it's all said and done, what do you have to show for it? If you're going by your looks, male or female, always tell people, your looks is like going to the fucking store and getting a carton of milk. It's expiration date on that shit. Mm-hmm. At what point you gonna look at somebody for, who they are on the inside? Because you could be a fine motherfucker, but have a fucked up attitude which is gonna make you ugly. And you could be somebody that's ugly, but got a beautiful personality. And a dude will settle, some dudes will settle for that when he old enough and mature or whatever. He'll settle for that. Damn, man, she treat me good. She this, she that. She fine as hell. I don't give a fuck what nobody else say. She fine to me, and that's all that matters. And to you, and to her, The mere fact that you acknowledge her as that, that's good for her. It's you and her against the world. And dealing in relationships in our culture, that's how it's supposed to be. You and that woman, that man, against the world. Not y'all constantly competing against each other to see who's better or who got the most fucked up upbringing and who persevered the most or who bring the most home or who got the baddest car and all that shit. Because at the end of the day, does that shit really fucking matter?
Wow. And for each household is different because certain things that matter for one household doesn't matter for another. So when it comes down to how your household is, what works for you. But I can't come in your household and say, hey, you know what? We don't do it at our household. Y'all need to change that. Because I'll be out of order trying to control your household. Like, you're the king of the castle. You run the show. I have to sit back and observe. Now, I may have input if input is available for me to say something, but I'm not going to intrude on what you're trying to build. So when it comes down to men and women bringing up a household is very challenging because you think about you dealing with two different types of beings, two different upbringings, and we all got to come together and we got to gel together. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all got some co-workers that you don't get along with, but guess what? Y'all got to do the work. You got a job to do. So no matter, regardless if y'all friends or not, or y'all get along, y'all working for the company. The same way we're going for y'all marriage. Y'all not, you know what I'm saying? Because you could be attracted to that person for a little bit. But after a while, they might do something that's going to be real ugly. Huh? Sometimes they might do something that you might not even like. You might not agree with. They might be disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? I take it to the extreme. You know what I'm saying? They might just cross the line. And it's up to you to decide on whether that's going to be good or not. Because some women, if they get cheated on, they leaving. For some, they staying. But you can't cast judgment on either side. Because for each his own. Because that's their household. That's what they choose to do. So if that woman decide, you know what? He cheated, but he's a good man. And of course, the other one be like, hey, he ain't no good man because he cheated. Well, in her eyes, she might look at him as somebody's good. And I'm gonna go the extreme with you. And of course, I don't condone it whatsoever. But domestic violence, you know what I'm saying? You abusing a woman, you dead wrong. You definitely a dead wrong guy because the fact that you beating up on a woman shows me how weak you are. But if that woman decide, hey, forget calling the police, forget telling everybody, I'm gonna stick with this guy. That was her choice, right? And so she has to have, I feel like, a good support system around her to help her to make better decisions. Hey, girl, you can do better than that. Hey, girl, you need to leave him. Hey, girl, and be able to tell her that, but you can't control her. You know what I'm saying? You can't headlock her and hog tie her and tell her she got to leave her house because that's her decision. Because she could turn around and get her boyfriend to jump you. Then what? Right? So we got to be careful with that. So I never want to invade into somebody else's household because everybody run their household different. And so I would like to add this because I feel like this is very important because I hear a lot of stuff talk about toxicity, people being toxic, people being building their own house somewhere else. And this is what I say to that. I believe you knew that man well before y'all got really deep into it. Some people, oh, no, he changed. No, you seen the red flags. And I will call you out on it. You seen them, but you chose to ignore them. You chose to put a blind eye to it because all the good qualities that he had. That's your choice. I'm okay with it. As long as you okay with it. But at the end of the day, what are we aiming for? Are we aiming for happiness? Or are you aiming to just to get your rocks off? Because like,
For the bag.
Yeah, or the bag. You know what I'm saying? Because we talked about that in the last episode. Please, if you haven't seen it, check it out. But we talked about how these women are actually going after the bag and the men are going after sex. And it depends on what spectrum that you're on. But see, I can't cast judgment on that because I feel like you're in the wrong place. You don't know Puff Daddy's, you know what I'm saying, P. Diddy's dynamics. You don't know him and Cassidy, what they went through. Hell, you don't even know what Jada Pinkett and Will Smith went through. You don't know the dynamic. You just see what they show you. You see what the tabloids say. You see what the media is talking about. That's all you see. So you can't cast judgment on it because you in the wrong. Ooh, I know that's a tough pill. Oh, Ray, why you say that? Oh, man, I like talking about people. Yes, we all do. It's entertaining. But leave it as that. It's entertainment. Don't take it for face value. Don't take it to heart to say, hey, all men are like that. Or all women are like that. Because that's when you're in the wrong. Okay? So I like to point that out so we can be able to see this line clearly. Because when you see the line clearly, guess what? You're able to make proper decisions. Only reason why a man can be a real man or a man in leadership because he don't have all the information. He don't know what to do because, okay, I got a little bit of information, so I got to figure out the rest. And that's majority of men without fathers. That's what they got. They have an idea what a guy is. And so we picking up the pieces and we put them together. However they fit, that's where they fit. Of course, you find out in the end that you got a broken man.
Man, do you feel like most women, older women, dealing with men, or even with mothers, single mothers, they try to groom their sons, or if an older woman dealing with a young dude, they try to groom him to the man they feel they should be? Mm-hmm. Like to say, like your mother's in a fucked up relationship, just countless fucked up relationship. She's gonna groom you into a way where you're not like them fucked up dudes. And if you're dealing with an older woman and she doesn't have fucked up relationships, she's gonna groom you into her idea of man. Do you feel that's the case in a lot of these relationships?
Majority of times it is. Majority of times it is. I feel like the grooming stage come from resentment. It come from regret, right? It's come from like them being disgruntled. So now, in their mind, they want to right their wrongs. I'm gonna fix this. This happened in the past, but I got somebody right here that's before me that I could just continue to turn a wrench enough times that he be able to turn and become that guy or that girl I want them to become. So yes, you know what I'm saying? A lot of times that might be the case. But I want you to know that God created us all for a reason. He gave us his mind, his intellect, and everybody's vision is not everybody's. So the vision that you got for your household, you got to watch out because if that guy don't have the same vision, guess what? You're going to be missing it. And vice versa. The guy, if you sit there, you know what I'm saying, you want to build something with this girl, and you know what I'm saying, you want to be on the come up, bro, when you run out of money, she out the door. You know what I'm saying? You don't really have nothing. There's no substance there. It's a transaction. That's something that T talked about in another episode. Like, hey, marriage is a business transaction. Now, personally, I look at it a different way. And that's pretty much me. Because what I feel like love is pretty much based upon how I feel and where I'm at. Okay? I feel when I'm in a certain place, when I genuinely love somebody, it's hard for you to take my love from you. Like, I gave it to you. You can, you know what I'm saying, you can cross me up, you can lie on me, but I still love you. Because my love is genuine. I'm not I'm not taking it back and say, you know what? I ain't really love you like that. No, if I love you, I really love you. But see, the narrative right now is like, hey, all you gotta do is sign some paperwork and your love can be disannulled. You can be divorced. You can split it in half, 50-50. You know what I'm saying? And that's the narrative right now. And so I like to promote love because that's pretty much what's going to solidify you for the long haul. Because if you don't have that, you know what I'm saying, you're going to be missing it. You're going to be roommates. Right? You know what I'm saying? Y'all going to be sharing the bills. You can split it 50-50. But what type of life do you have? Because you can't build with your roommate. Because y'all going to go separate directions. A roommate is just a roomie for right now. So in the end, we want to win. So we need to set ourselves up to win. So making sure I have the right team, the right players, you know what I'm saying, playing their position with the coach, just understanding the vision that we need to have in the play, giving you the plays. This is how we're going to run this. Oh, I know we say we're going to do this, but we're going to hold off on this. We're going to call it audible this time and change the play. Why are we going to change? Don't worry about that. Let me quarterback this thing because we want to win. Because either going to be two ways. Either you're going to be right or you're going to be married. I'll say it again. Either you can be right or you can be married. Now you can choose, like, hey, this is the right way to go. But maybe your household don't take that.
That's this.
So it makes a difference.
What if motherfuckers don't want to get married? You don't necessarily got to be married to be happy.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
I like this. I like this.
You know, you can actually have somebody and be like, you know what? Hey, look. It's your island over here. You're independent. It's my island over here. I'm independent. When we come together, you know what I'm saying? We won. You ain't gotta be married for that. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're a man and woman who, let's just say, y'all got a family, y'all got kids together, and you doing what you gotta do for your kid and your woman. Yeah, you ain't got she got no papers on you, but you making sure she good. Sometimes people, this whole dream or this concept of marriage, like it's the end all be all in a relationship. No, it's not. There's a lot of motherfuckers that's not even married that's doing better than married couples.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't want to be married because shit does go south. That's when the business kick in.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So please don't get it twisted. You don't necessarily gotta be married to deem yourself successful.
No, and so that's when it talks about success, it's different for everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if your success is to not be married and, you know what I'm saying, don't have no kids or have kids with 5 different women, like, it's your prerogative. You know what I'm saying? You have the right to do that. You know what I'm saying? But what my argument is more with, okay, the single guy trying to pull everybody else to be single, say, hey, you messing up by you being married. Or even the married guy telling the single guy, hey, man, you need to be married. Like, because it ain't your place. You know what I'm saying? We can advise, we can pretty much give suggestions. That's pretty much all we can do. And so, when it comes down to, and I'm going to go down to the family dynamics, because there are couples who's not married, but they live together, and you look at their household, you feel like, okay, that's husband and wife right there. And I know a lot of people live that narrative. You know what I'm saying? 10, 20 years not being married.
Shit, that's common law marriage in some states.
Yeah. So, and what I say to them, and of course this is me personally, because when you build with somebody, you want to have a connection with them so tough that it's kind of hard for them to escape. It's kind of hard for them to just like, you know what, I'm moving. Because when you're not married, legally, like, you can just get up, walk out the door, pack your bags and walk out the door. Change your phone number, move somewhere else, move out of state, cut all the ties with them. Nothing gonna happen. You married, you do that, you're getting arrested. You can't just bust up because you feel like you want to bust up.
No, you don't get arrested, but you damn
Oh, you will. Yeah, you will. If she reports you.
No.
Okay.
But you would definitely, it's called abandonment. And you go to court, and she's likely going to win. It's called abandonment. You know what I'm saying? Basically like walking out on duty, on your duty, and whatnot. But I would say this. You're single. I'm sorry. Y'all not married and whatnot. And y'all build this foundation and whatnot. Like I said, once again, I know people that's married. That's not married, they've been together longer than most married couples. They're doing good. And I know motherfuckers that's married, they just be like, man, I can stand this motherfucker. fucking these damn kids and blah 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 blah. And what you know, why don't you do something to change your narrative? Nah, man, it's that, you know, it's that I'm familiar with this person, or just something I'm used to, and I got this routine, or, you know, and I ain't trying to give her no money or something like that. Just keep it, it's cheaper to keep it. Okay, then shut the fuck up and just roll with it. You know what I'm saying? But when you, I mean, if you love somebody or whatnot, you don't have to get married to get a piece of paper on somebody and some shit. You don't. You really don't. You know what I'm saying? That who says that? You know what I'm saying? Y'all, I don't. One thing about it, I'm gonna always go by what makes me feel good. If I rock with somebody and they feel the same way I do, guess what? We ain't thinking about what another motherfucker think. I don't give a fuck about what your beliefs is, what your standards is, because what you eat don't make me shit. And if somebody's rocking with me and they thinking like that, we good. We good over here. What you got going on over there? Because I see y'all right now, and right now y'all don't look happy. We happy over here. And at the end of the day, that's all the fuck that matters. You being a man, handling your responsibility, you being a woman, uplifting your man, being his main cheerleader and whatnot. Y'all kids good. He doing what he gotta do to make you happy. You doing what you have to make him happy. These kids is getting a balanced dose of what they need to be, a man, a future man or a woman. Meaning they may get that moral compass, that compassion, that empathy from moms. Female boy, you gonna get that drive, that hustle, that protective, that leadership, that lion from dad. And that's what most of us are missing. All too often, we got that shit from our moms. Newsflash, you can't tell, a woman can't tell a man, a boy how to be a man. You can tell him how to be a good person, be respectful, pride and dignity and all that shit, and give him tools to survive. Just like a man can't raise no little girl to be a woman. First time she bleed, he can be like, oh shit, let me go call my mama, let me go call my sister. It's gonna fuck him up. I hate this narrative that a woman's the only one that can raise a kid. You got some good mans out here that can raise them, both males and females. Just I hate that. Once again, even with that come to that, it's always this competition. Stop it. It's pathetic and sad. It's weak and it's a sad excuse. Over and over again, you hear that shit.
And so I like to flip it a little bit on the single dynamics, because you talked about how when the father's not there, there's a missing element.
Oh, it's a chemical imbalance.
Okay. So how a single parents, meaning that they have the baby daddy, baby mama, has a child.
And I hate that phrase.
Okay.
Baby daddy, if this motherfucker's in the fucking house and he's being a man and handling his business, that's your child's father.
Okay. And so that's
you that child mother. You're not no baby mama, you know, baby daddy. That's the, I'm getting tired of this. That fucking song from the 90s and shit. You motherfuckers took that shit and run with it till this day. I hate it. Now that term applies to these hood rat bitches that's baby mamas and these no good ass niggas that's baby daddies. That you running and trying to scratch and get some Pampers and all that shit. If the title fits that person, yeah, give them that. But if you got somebody that's holding it down, being a man handling his business, being a woman handling their business, no, stop giving them that. Baby, that's my baby mama. No, that's my child's mother. No, that's my child's father. Stop with this bullshit, hood ass, ghetto ass mentality.
I love it when she get real passionate about something.
I hate that
God,
shit,
he got so passionate. I'm like, man, this is verbiage. You know, I talk to different people who talk about how they don't want to be called a black man. They rather be called an African American man. Like, really? Like, okay. So, yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah. But so, you know, when it comes to language, there is a barrier. And that, I believe that's pretty much what a lot of black people have a problem with especially when it comes to communication. We have so much slang in our English that sometimes translation kind of get blurred. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes down to how somebody else feel about a statement, it's based upon them. It's not so much a society, it's based upon them, how they feel about how they receive that information. So we have to like be conscious enough to not be offensive when we make statements. Okay? Baby mama, baby daddy, kid's father, kid's daddy, kid's mother, you know what I'm saying? Same thing.
Not really.
Okay. And of course you have, that's because you have your definition. So you have that belief in there, like, okay, if you say it like this, that don't mean what you say.
Yeah, because like most of the time when you deal with somebody say, oh my mama, my baby daddy, man, my baby daddy, he just did this, he did that. It's always in
it's a negative connotation. Yeah,
yes, exactly.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? And all too often, hell, we even got the white folks saying that dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? But it ain't nothing new. We always said trends and motherfuckers follow positive or negative. But that's neither here or there. The thing of the matter is, the fact I'm trying to get is, if you got a dude, he's handling his business. He's there for your kid. And let's just say y'all ain't even together. At the end of the day, and that's still, I don't have no kids, right? So I'd be damned if a woman or a man with a gavel and a fucking gown gonna tell me, hey, you can get your kid on the weekends or every other weekend. Man, fuck you. I'll get my kid anytime I want my motherfucking kid. Fuck you. And a lot of times these women going downtown or whatever, they doing that shit because guess what? That man don't want to fuck with them no more. Bottom line. So they use a fucking kid as a fucking pawn. Women, y'all get that shit bad. Stop with that bullshit. Because ultimately what's just gonna happen, the truth gonna come out eventually, and that fucking kid gonna fuck around and hate you. Or that kid is gonna be a problem in the future. Girl or boy. Stop that with that bullshit. Because a guy don't wanna fuck with you. As long as that man's handling his business, and at this point, his only business and concern is that kid.
So let me play the angel's advocate. So what about that guy who's not taking care of his business?
He ain't shit.
But so does she leave him out in the cold and say, hey, you can only see my child every so often?
No, at the end of the day, you don't stop your that person from seeing their kid. Now, if this guy is a danger to himself and to the kid, then yes. If his living arrangements ain't good and stable, no. You can come over here and kick it with the kid, this, that, and the other. The kid ain't going with you. Or y'all can spend a day together and whatnot, but you gotta bring him or her back. But no, if you ain't living right and all that, or if you in the streets, I'm like, no, hell no. You know what I'm saying? I'm not about to have, you got enemies, motherfuckers looking for you, and bullets ain't got no names. And motherfuckers they believe in that on-site shit. Oh, this is my chance to get this motherfucker. He with this little man. So I'll fuck him and his kid. And motherfucker be like Tupac for real. My fault, make sure you and your kids don't roll. So, no, hell no.
Yeah, and so I kind of agree with that. There's a place to deal with deadbeats. There's a time, there's a strategy, I would say, to deal with deadbeats, you know what I'm saying? But I don't think you're supposed to use your kid as the pawn to deal with them. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like the kid don't need to be in the middle of y'all, you know what I'm saying, y'all mess. And I don't have all the answers. I don't like claim to say I'm no expert or anything like that when it comes to that. But this is what I would say. Anytime that a man, and I like to be clear when I'm saying this, a real man, when he finds himself in a bad place where he's not making any money, his living arrangements is not great, he can't see his kids, this man has the fuel to become great, because that's gonna be his driving force. I need to get this right. I need to figure this out, and he's gonna do something about it. So on the other side, the niggas, when they're deadbeats and they don't really care, they just all about, you know what I'm saying, trying to get a dollar, trying to figure out the next woman they're gonna lay with, you know what I'm saying, they got a different motive. You know what I'm saying? So I can see why some women can like lead them high and dry, because like, hey, you ain't doing nothing with them. All you trying to do is just like pass up time. You ain't trying to like show them nothing. You just picking them up to babysit. Like, you know, you're not babysitting. That's your kid. You're watching your kid. So you're not babysitting. You're watching your child. And so some guys have a misconstrued because they feel like, okay, that's her baby. She do what she want to do. No, that's your baby too. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to let that to be a separate thing, but I need for the guys to step up to do their part. And I like to stand for those guys who straight up dudes who's trying to get in good graces with their kids, but then their mama is constantly spitting out venom, you know what I'm saying, poisoning their head where they're looking at daddy the wrong way. Dad can't be respected because dad, I already know how you is, you know what I'm saying? You Papa's a Rolling Stone. You know what I'm saying? Every house is his home. Like, no. Where you get that from? Who you been talking to? No, your mama got it wrong. Like, no, I ain't. That ain't how I'm cut. So I don't know why she gave you that information, because you can come around me. This is how I do. You know what I'm saying? So now you got to relearn this kid. The kid got to be retaught. First, you got to like let go of his beliefs, because now he believe mama, and it's hard to take away mama belief, because mama like she's so nurturing, she's so caring. Mama wouldn't lie to me. She wouldn't tell me no lies. So of course, like, you're gonna trust mama. So now you got to prove that mama was a lie and show him or her, whatever your child it may be, a better way of life. So, you know, I feel like it's important right now, if you that guy who's in that predicament, to really step up. Don't be saying, nah, she already done poisoned them, she already done did this. No. I need you to step up and fight. If that's really your child, if you really love your child that much, step up and fight. Because it's nothing like a love from a parent to a kid. Like, it's, you know what I'm saying, you can't get it nowhere else. It's unconditional. You know what I'm saying? No matter how wrong my kids may be, like, they still my kids. You know what I'm saying? No matter how great they are, like, they still my kids. So I don't want to disconnect that and say, okay, well, they're only my kids when they be good. You know, me and my wife, we like to pawn each other off. Like, hey, your kids being bad. Like, because when they be bad, they hurt kids. You know what I'm saying? But in the end, they still mine. And I'm held accountable for that, because I'm a man. A man, what true men do, they own their responsibilities. Even the ones they might not even be at fault with. Because we can take a hit and keep on moving. Some women can't. And quiet as kept, some guys can't. Some guys get a hit, they'll fold. Especially a little pressure come around. That's the reason why guys run away from marriage. That's why they run away from having kids. Because the responsibility that's attached to it, some guys don't want that drama.
And some guys may just not want kids. They may not want to just bring kids in this fucked up world.
Well,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Or they're like, look, I may not like the fight. I may you not even be the right one. Guess what? I don't want to bring a kid in the world. You and I are bickering. Why would I bring a kid into that? So I'm never going to say that. You know what I'm saying? Kids are blessings and whatnot, but my thing is, the fuck I'm not going to be having no kids just for the sake of saying, hey, guess what? We get the world populated. We got more black people. No, fuck that. That's weekend lame. You find the right person. You know what I'm saying? Do accidents happen? Yes. But when they're here, you man the fuck up and do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? You don't necessarily got to be a fucking married man or whatever to have kids, and then they be like, oh yeah, you know what, we married, we had kids. That don't define you. That's what America and society. Fuck that. If it's all about what you and your partner, what y'all believe and feel. If that's part of your religion, so be it. If you're not even a religious person, I don't give a fuck what your religion. At the end of the day, when some kids are involved, man the fuck up, woman the fuck up, make sure them kids is good, and hold each other down accordingly. If you don't belittle your man in front of the public, man does something fucked up, you like, okay, I'm gonna ride it out with you, motherfucker. When we get home, time goes towards, I'm like, hey, no, you was wrong, blah blah blah, this, that, and the other. So no, I'm never for that. You know what I'm saying? If you get married, marriage is a good thing. I'm not knocking marriage. It is. Is it marriage for everybody? No, the fuck it ain't. So let's not sit up here and act like it is. And if you're measuring your success in your relationship based on if you get married, you're a fucking fool.
So give me your reasoning for people who should get married versus the people that shouldn't get married.
You do whatever you feel that's right for your relationship. You know what I'm saying?
But how can that person dictate like, okay,
That's up to that man and that woman. I can't dictate that for them. If that's what y'all like,
is there any markers that they can use to say, okay, I can identify this?
Once again, that's basic. That's a feeling. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't gauge nobody's feeling, and I'm not. You know what I'm saying? Like,
all right. So I would give some markers to this. If you cannot be faithful, you shouldn't get married.
Oh, if you want based on that,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to give people some markers. Who the person that they shouldn't be married?
Hold on.
Marriage ain't for everybody. Who is that person that shouldn't be married?
That's the individual choice. You know, motherfuckers, they see a man, see a woman, and the woman say they got a man they like, and both of them motherfuckers might be cheating. And guess what? They still get married. So we can't really go by that. Because you might be marrying this motherfucker because, hey, look, I know this motherfucker ain't shit. This motherfucker got money, got power, and this, that, and the other. And I know what comes with that. Other women, and infidelity. But guess what? The roof over my head, the kid's good. So you gonna measure that? No. At the end of the day, only you can gauge that. Only you can gauge. You can be with a woman. I done seen motherfuckers get smacked up by motherfuckers. And guess what? They still be like, oh, I'm gonna marry him. Because this is who I know. I'd rather marry the devil I know versus the devil I don't know. So no. Once again, at the end of the day, like I said, that's up to you. You gotta figure out what's gonna make you tick. What's gonna work for you. And if you feel that marriage solidifies your relationship, then so be it. But it's a whole bunch of motherfuckers that ain't married. I got a cousin right now, been with the same woman for years in California, and it's common law marriage. So in the books of California, they married. He called her his wife. She called him her husband. Her kids, he feels his kids. If it works for them, it works for them. But once again, that's nobody's fucking business but them. Whatever the fuck you want, a title you want to give each other and shit, that's what y'all want to say. We married even though we ain't got no papers on each other. Who am I to say? No, you ain't. I'm not. That's y'all shit. I ain't fucking y'all. I ain't in y'all household. And I'm not going to be like, oh, well, in the Bible it says blah, blah, blah. And I'm not doing none of that bullshit. If it works for you, do it. As long as you ain't fucking over people and fucking over me or my house, I don't give a fuck.
I like that. So yeah, I feel like we got some headway with this podcast today. I think we tore off a couple of band-aids. I think we touched on some family dynamics that usually people don't really talk about, because that's very important that we address these things and actually show it from a black man's perspective, because everybody don't look at it the same way we look at it. So it's good as we able to bring this out and be able to show you the different sides of it, because in the end, like you said, like you got to make the decision. Like if that's the way you want to roll, that's the way you want to roll. But I know majority of women just talk about the expiration date. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna expire, so they're gonna be pressuring you about marriage because it's just it's about that time. Like I got a couple of good years left in me, so what you trying to do with me? Like, what's up? Where we going? Oh, girl, let's take your time. You know what I'm saying? I got to get my money right. Whatever that is. You know what I'm saying? It's based upon your decision, and for everybody, it's different. So I never want to prejudge that or put somebody in a bad category, or marry somebody prematurely when they're not ready to be married. So that's the last little caveat I want to give to that. So.
I just added this. At the end of the day, black people, when it comes down to it, we gotta stop doing this competition of saying, a woman is this level, or a man is this level, or a man is this level, and a woman is this level. We do that shit too much. As far as it goes with the marriage and all that shit, I know a lot of women want to be married because it just seems like I guess it's a little, it's a status. Like I made it. I got a ring. But whatever you did to get that fucking ring, you gotta continue doing it and then some. Because a lot of people like the title of the wife, being a wife, but don't want to do the fucking work to sustain that title of being a wife. Because a side bitch will come in a minute and take that. And can get all the perks and benefits and ain't gotta deal with no sorry ass dude. So at the end of the day, love each other, learn from each other, heal each other, and do right by your kids. That's all I gotta say. My partner, to y'all whoever listening, salute, have a good night.
Peace out.